What's up guys, Nukin here, and I'm back with another Galaxy Heroes video, and this is going to be a guide on how to run the Chex Mix team in Phase 3 of the Sith Triumvirate Raid. So this is a team previously seen in McMull2's video. This is a team that was theory crafted and developed by the Republic Coruscant Snake, so credit where credit is due to him. Thanks for making this team. This is awesome. I like this team because you can do about 3 to 5%. That's about 1 million to 1.5 million damage in Phase 3 of the Heroic tier in about like 2 to 5 minutes, which is great, especially since Han ST is being changed with the Bonds of Weakness interaction. So I think this is going to be a team that a lot of guilds out there can run to clear the Phase 3 of this raid. So in this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the team and how to create it, because there are a few variations. We'll talk about modding for Han Solo because he's your biggest damage dealer in this team. I'll talk about the technique and how to set it up, and we'll take a look at some gameplay together. Hopefully everyone learned something new and enjoys this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. And subscribe to the channel, of course, if you're new here. I make videos all the time, and let's get right into this now. Alright, so before we talk about team compositions, let's quickly review this phase ability. This is the Phase 3 ability Standalone. So once you understand this ability, it'll start to make sense how you can start to make substitutions on your Chex Mix team if you want to. So Standalone, your character is going to face Darth Traya, but you're going to get stats from the characters on your team based off their class. So tanks are going to give 100% tenacity, attackers 100% offense, supports or healers 100% maximum health. So if you use Standalone and you can develop a team that has a bunch of attackers, you're going to get a 100% offense per attacker. And if you include one support or one healer, you're going to get 100% maximum health. And a good composition is going to be a bunch of attackers and maybe one support or healer, and you're going to get the right combination of stats to face Darth Traya when you use Standalone. So now that we went over that, let's look at the team compositions, and you'll see that there are a lot of attackers and one support hero on most of the combinations. So we have a Commander Luke lead, we have a Han Solo, we have a Death Trooper. That's the core. Now when you put Chirrut and Ezra, which is the first team here on the top, previously seen in McMull2's video, you have a bunch of extra attackers, and Chirrut's able to also put that tenacity up if he goes quick enough. The second team here is the team that seems to be the best team right now because you have Rex. You have a character that can give a little bit more health to Han Solo. Sometimes he actually dies. I've done this team a bunch of different times, and it seems like having Rex there and a second ability that can use tenacity up is going to make it more consistent and save you more time as well. So that seems to be the best combination. And just so we understand the team compositions, if you're going to run an extra attacker like Ezra on the top, you can put basically any attacker. Potentially you could even run, you know, an attacker that is at a low gear level, I believe, and you're still going to get 100% offense, but don't quote me on that. So I kind of just trolled a little bit and put Rose Tico as a team composition potential there. Alright, so now that we went over team compositions, let's talk about modding for the attacker that does the most damage, Han Solo. So it's important that you at least mod him correctly. So here we go. You want to run a 2-piece crit chance set with a crit damage set. So you're looking to get maximum crit damage. And you don't necessarily really need speed because a lot of the damage is going to be from counterattacks. So you're looking to get his physical damage up to 3.1k to 3.3k for Han Solo, and you're looking to run a offense arrow, a crit damage triangle, and a offense cross. Here's an example of a mod that you're looking for. Here's an offense arrow, and then you're looking for secondary stats like flat offense. So if you can get any flat offense on the square, diamond, circle, wherever, that is going to be awesome. Han Solo does not need to be super fast on this team. Alright, so now that we finally went over modding and team compositions and going over the phase ability, we can get into the technique here. Now, we'll take a look at the gameplay in just a second, but it's important to kind of understand what we'll be doing. So here we go. So first off, there's going to be some RNG checks where you're going to go into the battle and retreat out until you get some favorable RNG. So what does favorable RNG look like? Well, first off, there are buffs on the lightsabers that are randomly generated. There's Foresight, Advantage, Retribution. Retribution is the buff that whenever you attack that unit, it's going to counterattack you back. You don't really want any of those potentially for the best case scenario, so 0 best case, but you can get by if there's only 1 or 2 lightsabers with the buff. So after you pass that step, you can kill one of the lightsabers. That's going to activate the Death Mark debuff from the Terminate special from Death Trooper. So that's going to help you to do more damage. You want that to land. If that gets resisted, you're also going to want to retreat, by the way. The next step is to wait for Darth Traya to isolate someone. If she isolates Han Solo, you're also going to want to retreat because the run is off after that. So there's 5 characters on your team. Most likely she will not isolate Han Solo, but just in case she does, you're going to have to retreat out. So hopefully everything goes according to plan, and then you can go to the next step and put tenacity up so Han Solo does not get dazed. Apply the Death Mark so you can do more pew pew damage, and use the standalone on Han Solo. After all that, just use your basic attack on Han Solo and you'll basically do a bunch of damage really fast and also pretty much topple after the Death Mark expires. So that's going to be the technique for the team, and depending on how you mod these characters, like if you're using the Chirrut and Rex team composition, you may have to kind of skip a turn and have this awkward sort of dance to get, maybe you'll do tenacity up before the Death Mark, or maybe you'll do Death Mark and then the tenacity up, for example. So they might be a little bit out of order, but basically you're going to want to follow these steps, and they're going to be basically going to be in this order for the most part. So now that we went over the technique, let's look at the gameplay together and see how it all comes together. Alright, so very cool. So now that we went over the technique together, let's take a look at how it all comes together in the gameplay. So this is Phase 3 of the Sith Triumvirate Raid against Darth Traya, and this is played by yours truly. This is the heroic tier, and I did about 1 million damage in like 2 minutes, so very impressive, and I know that I can probably squeeze in even higher numbers than that, but I just wanted to post this right away so I can make a video for you guys. So first off, you're looking for the RNG check of Retribution. There is no Retribution on these lightsabers, so we're good to go to take one out. It doesn't really matter which one, but after you've taken one out, you don't need to focus on the lightsabers anymore. Just start attacking Darth Traya. So with Rex, he's going to go faster than some of your other characters probably, so you can squeeze in a special here and do some max health damage against Darth Traya. And then you can proceed to hit Darth Traya. She's going to isolate someone. Make sure that it's not Han Solo. If it is Han Solo, you're going to want to retreat out. With Chirrut, you want to use that first special to give everyone tenacity up and equalize the health, making Han Solo a little bit more tanky. And now we can apply the Death Mark from Death Trooper. So here we go, apply the Death Mark with Death Trooper. And now we can use standalone on Han Solo. And then we just go to town and do a bunch of basic attacks. And as you see here, very quickly, we do a few percent worth of damage very fast. And after the Death Mark expires, you can go ahead and topple Darth Traya and squeeze in some damage. And overall, your battle should be about 3 to 5% of this phase, which is about 1 to 1.8 million damage. And that's pretty much the technique. The rest of the battle is you kind of just slugging it out against Darth Traya and trying to squeeze in a little bit more damage before Darth Traya just wipes out your team. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I make videos all the time, and I'm going to be making a lot more Sith Triumvirate raid videos. So if you have any questions, drop a comment below or join the Discord server, and I'll try to answer them when I have time. And also let me know if this team is working out for you and how you're doing with this team. I want to know, so some feedback is always welcome. So I'm going to wrap up this video. So we covered the Chex Mix team. This was a guide on how to run it. We talked about the technique. We talked about modding Han Solo. We talked about forming different team compositions and substitutions. And we talked about the standalone ability. So hopefully you liked the video. I'll be making some more later on in the week. Stay tuned for that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.